Beloved one, hear this with a calm heart. You are not here by mistake. You did not arrive at this moment by accident or curiosity alone. Even in ways you cannot fully see, God has been gently arranging your steps so that you would hear these words at this exact time in your life. While you wonder what is happening around you, something much deeper is happening within you. God is not distant. He is always attentive to your life. It may not be just imagination. It could be a gentle prompting from God, the God who formed you, who said, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you," has been quietly guiding your story in ways your mind is only beginning to understand. There is a movement taking place in the unseen. You may not hear the sound of it with your ears, but your spirit has already felt the shift. That restlessness, that gentle ache, that quiet, persistent sense that there is more to your life than what you are currently seeing. It may not be just imagination. It could be a gentle prompting from God. For a long time, you have carried questions in your heart. You have looked at your life, your finances, your relationships, your calling, and whispered, "God, when will things change?" You have prayed for open doors, for relief, for a sign that you are not forgotten. You have watched others move forward while you stayed in the same place and secretly wondered if heaven skipped over your name. Yet, all along, God was not ignoring you. He was building something in you. Scripture says, "We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him." It does not say only in the obvious blessings, but in all things, in the doors that closed, in the nights you cried, in the moments you felt like giving up but chose to hold on one more day. Those were not wasted moments. They became the very soil where your faith, your character, and your endurance were planted and strengthened. You have been entrusted with something precious. You are in a pruning moment, because heaven trusts you with more without being consumed by it. This is not just about money or status. It is about the kind of heart you have developed in the dark. While others chased attention, you learned how to be faithful in quiet places. While others were fighting to be seen, you were learning how to listen. God sees every quiet act of faithfulness. In the kingdom of God, nothing surrendered, nothing suffered, and nothing sacrificed is overlooked. There are seasons where God allows you to feel hidden, not because you are unworthy, but because He is protecting what He is forming in you. Think of Moses, who spent years in the wilderness before ever standing before a ruler. To people around him, it may have looked like delay. To God, it was preparation. In your own way, you have walked through wilderness years. You have lived through chapters that did not match what God spoke to your heart. You have watched dreams seem to slow down or even pause completely. Yet, in that stretch of time, something holy was happening. You were learning how to trust God without needing constant proof. You were learning how to stand when nothing around you made sense. There is a reason your spirit feels different in this season. The tug in your chest, the tears that come unexpectedly, the sense that life as you know it is about to shift. These are not random emotions. It is as if your inner world already knows what your natural eyes cannot see yet. God may be aligning things in your life according to His timing. Changes that once felt like chaos are starting to reveal their purpose. People who no longer fit your next chapter are quietly drifting to the edges. Habits that once numbed your pain no longer satisfy you. Conversations that used to excite you now feel empty. It can feel confusing, even lonely, but it is actually a sign of growth. When God prepares a new season, He often gently loosens your attachments to the old one. Jesus spoke about the vine that is pruned so that it can bear more fruit. Pruning does not feel like promotion, it feels like loss. Branches are cut, familiar parts are removed. Yet in time, the very branches that were cut back carry more fruit than before. You are in a pruning moment, not because you did something wrong, but because heaven trusts you with more. There are connections being woven around your life that you have not even imagined yet. In time, God may bring people into your life who recognize your true value. Someone is praying for a solution, and what God placed inside you is part of the answer. You may not know their name yet, but God knows both yours and theirs. In His timing, paths that seem unrelated begin to cross with quiet precision. This is not about chasing important people. This is about becoming the kind of person who can carry influence with humility, generosity, and wisdom. When that God-ordained connection comes, you will recognize it not by noise, but by peace. It will not force you into striving or pretending. It will feel like a door that fits the key of your calling. There will still be challenges, but there will also be a deep inner knowing. This is part of what I was made for. Maybe you have walked through seasons where you felt betrayed, overlooked, or misunderstood. You invested in relationships that did not last. You stayed loyal to places that could not carry the weight of your growth. You gave your best and received silence in return. Those experiences leave marks inside the heart. They make you question if you are worthy of being chosen, of being trusted, of being loved. Well, hear this gently. God saw every moment. Not one tear was small to Him. Scripture says He is close to the brokenhearted. When you thought heaven was quiet, love was sitting beside you in the dark. There is healing flowing into those places, even now. The same God who restores broken hearts also restores lost years. There is a promise that those who sow in tears will reap with songs of joy. Your tears were not wasted. They watered the ground of your future. Many feel that a divine shift should look grand and spectacular, yet often it begins with soft inner changes. A desire to forgive where you once held resentment, a hunger to know God beyond religious habit, a willingness to walk away from what damages your peace, even when it is familiar, a quiet courage rising when you think about stepping into something new. These are holy signs. They show that the Spirit of God is at work deep within you, shaping you from the inside out, so that when external blessings arrive, they will not crush you. There is also a shift in how you see provision. You are beginning to understand that everything entrusted to you, whether financial, relational, or spiritual, is something you manage on God's behalf. This changes how you pray. It changes how you make decisions. You start to see opportunities not just as a way to get ahead, but as a way to serve, to lift others, to reflect God's goodness in practical ways. Jesus said that those who are faithful with little can be trusted with more. You have been faithful with little, often when no one saw but God. That matters more than you know. There is a kind of transfer that happens when God places more responsibility and resource into the hands of those who will use it with integrity. It is not about sudden riches falling from the sky. It is about a new level of trust. To whom much is given, much is required, and God does not place much into careless hands. That is why the season you walked through was so intense. It was forming the kind of heart that can carry much without losing itself. You might remember times when everything seemed to fall apart at once. The job that ended unexpectedly, the plan that collapsed, the door that closed when you were sure it would open. At the time, it felt like rejection. Yet looking back, you can already see hints of mercy in those moments. The place you thought you needed would have confined you. The person you wanted to impress could not handle who you truly are. The opportunity you almost grabbed would have taken you far from peace. What seemed like heaven's silence was actually heaven's shield. In those painful pauses, God was saving you from lesser things. Many people have stories like this. Someone loses a position they thought was their security, only to look back years later and say, if that had not ended, I never would have stepped into this purpose. Another makes it through a heartbreak and realizes it taught them how to love themselves and others in a healthier way. These are not accidents. They are reminders that even in chaos, there is a quiet hand guiding outcomes toward restoration. You are now standing in a different moment. It may not look spectacular from the outside. The room you are in might be ordinary. The day might feel like any other day. Yet something inside you knows that your life is not where it was a year ago, or even a few months ago. You have learned to survive. Now you are learning to stand. You have learned to endure. Now you are learning to expect goodness again. That is a miracle in itself. Do not shrink back when new doors begin to open. Do not talk yourself out of opportunities because you feel unworthy or unqualified. You are not walking into these spaces alone. The God who has walked with you in private is the same God who will strengthen you in public. You are not called to impress people, but to reveal the grace that carried you. You do not need to exaggerate your story or hide your scars. Your authenticity is part of your anointing. There will still be days when you feel unsure, when old fears try to return, when impatience whispers that nothing is changing. In those moments, remember this: you are not starting from zero. Every prayer, every step of obedience, every time you chose love over bitterness has moved you forward, even when you could not see it. You are not behind. You are right on time for what God is doing in you. Heaven has not forgotten you. Heaven has not changed its mind about you. The plans spoken over your life are not fragile. They are held in hands that do not fail. So let your heart exhale. Let the weight on your chest loosen. You do not have to force anything open. You are being gently led. When you cannot trace the path, you can still trust the one who holds it. This is not empty hope. It is a quiet, steady invitation. Walk into your next steps with confidence, not because you have everything figured out, but because you are not walking alone. There are seasons in life when the ground beneath you feels stripped bare and you cannot understand why familiar things fall away. Yet heaven has been trimming your path with purpose, removing what could not carry the weight of the future designed for you. Just as a seed must split open before it grows, something inside you had to break so that purpose, strength, and calling could rise. I know this process well. There was a time when everything I depended on collapsed. Opportunities disappeared. Friendships dissolved. I woke up each day wondering who I was becoming because nothing around me resembled the life I once knew. But in that quiet space, God revealed what He had been shaping behind the curtain. Every detour was a direction disguised as delay. Every setback was a setup for deeper growth. Even the moments that felt like isolation were actually divine incubation. In Scripture, when Elijah sat by the drying brook of Cherith, he thought the resource had ended. In reality, God was preparing him for a greater assignment in Zarephath. Likewise, the pruning in your life has not been punishment. It has been preparation. You have not been overlooked. You have been positioned. Even now, heaven is moving through people you have never met. Someone with influence and spiritual sensitivity is being stirred to recognize what God placed inside you. They may not understand why you rise in their thoughts or why they feel drawn to your name, yet their obedience will intersect with your destiny. They are being prepared to acknowledge your wisdom, your purity of heart, and the faith that carried you through seasons where others would have given up. This is not coincidence. This is the quiet accuracy of divine timing. When this meeting unfolds, you will not need to force anything. You will not need to prove yourself or fight to be heard. Peace will meet you before the conversation begins. Your spirit will sense the shift because heaven always confirms alignment with calm. Suddenly, your past disappointments will reveal their purpose. In hindsight, those closed doors may reveal themselves as God's protection. God never wastes pain. He transforms it into strategy. Understand this deeply. Divine transfer is never just about wealth. It is about trust. God does not pour into reckless hands. He invests in surrendered hearts. While others chased applause, you chose obedience. While others demanded attention, you stayed faithful in hidden places. You showed God that you could carry responsibility without becoming prideful. You proved that stewardship matters more to you than status. Because of that, heaven is releasing what has been stored for your assignment. God can arrange opportunities and relationships according to His perfect timing, so that what belongs to your calling can reach you without resistance. You are stepping into a current where everything flows with divine precision, yet prosperity is not the trophy, it is the tool. God funds purpose. He strengthens those who will lift others. He provides for those who build what reflects His heart. You are being resourced so that you can restore, heal, and help. This is not the time to question your worth. You have endured the refining. You have remained faithful in the dark. Heaven has already spoken its decree. Your season has arrived. Take a breath and allow your spirit to settle. You are not simply hoping anymore. You are stepping into fulfillment. Doors that once resisted you are preparing to open. The atmosphere around you is shifting, and what has your name on it is moving toward you. The difference between those who walk in divine transfer and those who cannot receive it is vision, not sight. Natural eyes can be fooled, but spiritual perception sees what God is unveiling. When God prepares someone for overflow, He begins by opening their inner eyes. He trains them to recognize blessing before it becomes visible. Look at your current season with spiritual clarity. The endings, delays, and sudden shifts were not chaos, they were calibration. Heaven removed what blur so that your heart could see clearly again. No new oil can be poured into a vessel still filled with old disappointment. God had to empty your hands so that He could fill them properly. The pruning you felt created space for purer vision. Remember the moment when Elisha prayed for his servant who trembled in fear. He said, "Lord, open his eyes so he may see." When the boy's spiritual sight opened, he realized the mountains were filled with angels. The battle had always been in his favor, but he could not perceive it. That is what God is doing in you. He is opening your inner vision so that you can see the blessing before it arrives. Faith is the blueprint that provision follows. Long before wealth touches your hands, it must first take root in your belief. I have lived this truth myself. I remember seasons where every door seemed locked. I prayed and hoped, but nothing moved. Then, one day, in a quiet moment, the Spirit whispered, "You are not waiting for breakthrough. You are the breakthrough." That revelation shifted everything. I stopped pleading for doors and started preparing for them. That is where you are now. It is time to build as if the promise is already funded. Move as if the opportunity already bears your name. Joseph embodied this truth. His rise did not begin when he entered Pharaoh's palace. It began in the unseen when he learned to interpret dreams, manage resources, and stay faithful in prison. Vision made him ready long before promotion came. Your discernment is becoming currency. The ideas and strategies you carry will soon become solutions for others. What felt like struggle has been sharpening your sensitivity to divine timing. You learned to hear God in silence and trust Him without proof. That is why your next step will not fail. It is rooted in revelation. Even now, your name is being spoken in places you have not yet stepped into. Hearts are being prepared to support the assignment you carry. Alignments are forming quietly. Doors are unlocking gently. But influence without humility always collapses. So stay close to God. Let His voice be your compass. What is coming will not arrive through striving. It will arrive through timing. When God says the moment is now, everything that resisted you will yield. Opportunities will approach you. People will find you. Favor will rest on you. So, write the vision. Guard your focus. Stay faithful in the unseen because heaven has already begun the transfer. You have walked through long nights and quiet seasons. You have whispered, "God, when will it be my turn?" The delay was never denial. It was development. Every prayer that felt unanswered was being stored as strength in the unseen. Now, heaven is releasing that strength all at once. A sudden shift is coming. What once moved slowly will accelerate. What once seemed impossible will unfold with ease. When divine acceleration begins, logic cannot explain it. Resistance cannot stop it. Obstacles cannot block it. I have experienced this. For years, nothing moved. Then, in a single week, everything changed. That is the signature of heaven. When God moves, everything unfolds according to His good purpose. You have learned to walk by faith. Now you will learn to receive by grace. The striving season is ending. You are entering a flow where your effort multiplies under God's hand. What took others decades will come to you with divine speed because you endured with integrity. Do not cling to old fears or timelines. Let go of control. Miracles are born from surrender, not struggle. You were not waiting for opportunity. Opportunity was waiting for your maturity. Now that the refining has finished its work, heaven is ready to reveal you. Do not question the open doors. Do not hesitate when favor reaches for you. Blessings are not running from you. They are running toward you. This is your appointed time. The hidden years are ending. God is shifting people, places, and power in your favor. The same hand that once held you in preparation is now lifting you into purpose. Your season has arrived. When acceleration begins to move through your life, remember its purpose. It is not given to elevate your image. It is entrusted to expand your influence for good. God is not lifting you so you can shine for yourself. He is lifting you so you can carry light into places that have long needed hope. What is unfolding around you is bigger than one moment of breakthrough. It carries the weight of generations, and heaven is choosing to release it through you. Let this truth settle gently in your spirit. Something is shifting with precision. Heaven's clock has reached your hour. This acceleration is not random. It is not the result of chance or coincidence. What is coming toward you is purpose-funded, not ego-fueled. God is not blessing you simply to make life comfortable. He is equipping you so you can complete what He placed in your hands. Every door opening, every resource appearing, every opportunity placed before you is connected to a divine assignment that has been forming quietly inside you for years. You are not stepping into comfort. You are stepping into calling. You are not entering luxury. You are entering legacy. The days of scraping by are ending. You are crossing from survival into supernatural supply. The same God who sent manna to the wilderness, who filled empty jars with oil for the widow in the time of Elisha, who multiplied fish in the hands of the disciples, is preparing to multiply what is already in your grasp. The overflow coming is not only for your life, it is meant to flow through you so others can rise. You are a steward of heaven on earth, a vessel through which resources, wisdom, and compassion will move. There is a reason you faced lack before increase. The wilderness was not punishment, it was refinement. It taught you the rhythm of dependence. It trained you to worship without needing proof. It taught you to give, even when your hands were nearly empty. It taught you to trust when your heart could not see the outcome. These are the qualities that make a steward trustworthy. God prepares His vessels before He opens His storehouse. I have walked through seasons where I had nothing but promise. There were days when resources ran out and all I had left was faith. Yet provision always found me at the exact moment it was needed. It taught me a truth I never forgot. God funds purpose, not panic. When your heart aligns with His will, doors open with ease, provision flows with consistency, solutions appear before fear can take root. This is the order of heaven. Where there is obedience, overflow follows. You must understand that wealth is not your ruler, it is your tool. It moves in the direction of assignment. When your heart is clean, money becomes magnetized to your mission. Partners appear, investors find you. People who carry solutions show up at the exact moment you need them. Projects that once seemed impossible begin to breathe. True prosperity does not chase. It is drawn toward alignment. Yet, this transfer is not only about finances, it is about authority. God is placing wisdom, clarity and spiritual strength into your hands. You are being positioned to manage what others mishandled and to carry excellence where chaos once ruled. This is not competition with the world. It is restoration of systems that were meant to reflect righteousness and compassion. Do not shrink when abundance arrives. You carried seasons of lack with dignity. Now carry seasons of plenty with purpose. This is your Joseph transition. You are not being lifted just to enjoy blessing. You are being lifted to distribute it. You are becoming the answer to prayers others have not even spoken yet. But remember, with increase comes responsibility. You are called to build, to give, to nurture, and to fund vision that lifts God's people higher. Never forget how this began. It started with surrender. It started with humility. It started with prayer spoken in quiet rooms and nights full of tears. Wealth without worship breeds pride. Wealth with worship builds nations. The blessing in your hands must stay tied to the posture of your heart. And beyond the provision lies something even greater. God is clothing you with spiritual authority. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that shifts atmospheres with quiet strength. When you walk into a room, peace will follow. Doors will honor your presence without you speaking. This is not about status. It is about the mantle you carry. God is teaching you to move with precision. You will speak less. You will listen more. You will move only when the Spirit prompts you. Your words will carry weight because they are spoken from alignment, not emotion. Your prayers will carry power because they rise from a place that has been refined through pain and perseverance. Every betrayal, every delay, every lonely stretch of your journey was shaping this authority. You learned to stand when storms tried to knock you down. You learned to keep your heart clean when offense tried to take root. You learned to trust God when the silence felt endless. These hidden years were not wasted. They were forging a depth inside you that cannot be shaken by applause or opposition. There comes a moment in every calling when God shifts someone from waiting to walking. I have experienced this myself. Nothing about my outer circumstances changed at first, but suddenly doors began to open where there had only been walls. People who once overlooked me began to seek my voice. It was not my effort, it was timing. And that is the season you are stepping into now. Your life carries a spiritual significance that God can use powerfully. God is shaping your identity and preparing opportunities ahead of you. But authority is never given for control. It is given for deliverance. God is raising you to help others break free from fear, limitation, and unbelief. The peace on your life will become a shelter for many. Stay humble. Humility is the anchor that sustains power. Pride disrupts the flow, but surrender multiplies it. Remain grounded before God, even as He elevates you publicly. The influential person you sensed in your spirit, the one being drawn toward you, is only a small thread in a larger design. The greater truth is simple. God calls His people to reflect His love and character in the world. You are not chasing influence. Influence has been assigned to you. Every step you take now carries the weight of calling. You were hidden so your motives could be refined. You were set apart so your voice would carry purity. Now comes the hour of Koron. Heaven has placed spiritual authority in your hands. Walk with gentleness. Speak with clarity. Move with purpose. Influence is not entrusted to the loud, but to the faithful, and you have been found faithful. Everything you have endured, every hidden tear, every silent battle has led you to this moment. Heaven has been orchestrating a convergence where your obedience meets divine strategy. You do not need to ask if you are ready. Heaven has already declared that you are. What is unfolding is not just promotion, it is appointment. You are stepping into environments prepared long before your arrival. People of honor, wisdom, and influence are being drawn toward you because the light you carry reflects the one who sent you. While you were being refined, heaven was preparing the stage. While you were waiting, heaven was aligning the players. While you were healing, heaven was shaping your introduction. Nothing about this process was wasted. The intensity of your journey was necessary because what is being entrusted to you now requires strength, clarity, and unwavering character. You are entering the hour of manifestation. The visions you once held quietly in your heart are beginning to materialize. The promises you carried for years are taking shape. You may be entering a season where new changes and opportunities begin to unfold. The alignment is unfolding. You are approaching the door your ancestors prayed would open. But remember this, the blessing is not the destination, it is the beginning of stewardship. God trusted you in lack. Now He is trusting you with abundance. This next season is not about status, it is about assignment. Feel the shift around you. The spiritual heaviness has lifted. The air feels lighter because the burden has been exchanged for purpose. What once felt impossible now feels inevitable. Every no that hurt you was protecting a yes that was written for you before you were born. You will see it in small signs at first. People reaching out unexpectedly. Opportunities returning that once seemed permanently lost. Provision moving with ease. None of it is coincidence. It is confirmation. Your steps are ordered. Your path is guided. Your purpose is unfolding. You are not entering this new season alone. Heaven walks with you. Move forward with confidence. Move forward with clarity. Move forward with humility. You have crossed from preparation into possession, from prophecy into reality, from expectation into fulfillment. This is your appointed hour. Walk through the door. The kingdom has been waiting for you. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this message. Your presence here means more than you know. If these words brought you clarity, comfort, or strength, I am grateful to have been a small part of your journey. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can continue walking with me through the next videos, where we will keep exploring messages of encouragement, healing, and spiritual growth. Thank you for being here. May peace follow you wherever you go.